Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Oxcord podcast presented by Boot Crew Media and sponsored by Maker's Mark. I am your host, Cruz Oxenrider, as always joined by the co-host Nick Perkins and the intern Bond Snow. Boys, what is going on? It is Final Four week. How are we feeling?
Feeling strong, man. Living the dream every single day. Bond, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Got a lot of schoolwork to do this week before we head down to NOLA, but it'll get there.
That's right, boys. The Oxcord podcast is coming to New Orleans for the Final Four. I will be there on Thursday through Wednesday. I'm going to be doing a lot with Boot Crew. We're going to do some fun stuff with Barstool NOLA, so I'm really looking forward to meeting everybody that's down there. Bond will be there as well, and then our newest intern, who we'll introduce later in the show, will also be joining us. So it's going to be a fun weekend. I'm excited. I'm not like overly excited about this Final Four, mainly because it was probably the most boring Elite Eight I think I've ever seen. But it was overall a pretty decent tournament. Wouldn't you guys say?
I mean, it's like a normal March Madness. I mean, you had your normal Cinderella run. I mean, obviously St. Peter's makes the Elite Eight. Cool story, though. I mean, really, really cool story out of St. Peter's this year. But yeah, I mean, pretty chalky in the Elite Eight. It's kind of boring. Would have loved to see St. Peter's in the Final Four. That would have been electric. I would have loved it.
See, I disagree. I think because of that, we got an historic all-time heavyweight matchup in New Orleans in the first round, and you couldn't ask for it better. UNC Duke for the first time ever in the NCAA tournament.
How was that not happening? I saw that. I have no idea how that's not happening.
I'm not sure. It makes no sense, especially like these being like two blue bloods of college basketball. But the fact that I don't know if it has something to do with like regions or just like seeding or like, I have no idea how these teams have never played each other. But the fact that they're playing in the Final Four in Coach K's last season is like storybook.
I'm not going to lie. I want UNC to upset Duke.
Well, for my bracket purposes, I hope Duke wins.
Oh, my bracket's entirely busted.
I'm still in like the 95th percentile right now, which it's like I've never done this good before in my entire life. So
I got one Final Four team, and that was Duke, and that's it. Did you?
I have no Final Four team.
So you have none, and then Nick, how many do you have?
I have two.
You have two. You had Duke
and Villanova.
Duke and Villanova. Okay, so and that kind of leads into my next topic. So we did this March Madness Final Four ticket giveaway, right? Where basically all you had to do was pick the Final Four correctly, and you got 2 free tickets to the games on Saturday in New Orleans. And I have a winner. You guys ready?
Let's go.
Yeah, you ready to have a winner? Nobody, because nobody got the damn Final Four right.
Really?
0 people.
Well, that's an unbelievably hard thing to do.
No one got more than 2. So the most common one was Kansas and Villanova.
So how are we doing that? Are we like the person that got it the most right wins, or
no?
Is it
because they were way
contest
too
over.
I gotta figure it out, and I hate that it's a cop out right now. But from what I was told when I was given said tickets, was they had to get all 4 right, and if there was ever a tie that needed to be broken, if multiple people got all 4 right, whoever tweeted it first got the tickets. Well, the problem is that no one got more than 2.
Yeah,
right.
So I can't really base it off it. So I think what we might do is we might do a little giveaway in New Orleans in person. So we might try and finagle a way to give away some tickets and make someone's day on Bourbon Street. So I got to figure it out. I was really hoping at least if someone would have got 3 right, I probably would have just been like, you know what, it's close enough. Crazy ass year. St. Peter's screwed everyone's brackets. Like, we'll just help them out. But no winners, unfortunately. I'm working on it. We'll tweet something out once we know. But it was kind of like the main hook of getting people to listen to this episode to see if they won. So sorry to be a buzzkill. You can lead the rest. But
totally rip the carpet out from under the
I know. I feel bad. Like it's
the way you introed it. You had somebody so excited.
I was so like I didn't really follow it as probably best as I could, but I was convinced somebody won it.
No, I tried. I went through everything. I went through every quote tweet, and there's a lot of them, and nothing, not even close. So if someone would have got UNC right, maybe I would have given a couple of bonus points, but nothing I can do. But we got to touch on the Cinderella of the dance, St. Peter's, America's sweetheart. Everyone kind of was wishing. The only people rooting for UNC in that St. Peter's game were UNC fans.
Right.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I love the story. They had a great comeback in the elite, the Sweet 16. They ran into a buzzsaw that is Carolina, who shot the lights out of the gym. It just seemed like whatever St. Peter's tried to do, like the ball would just not go in the hoop. Like, and they were good looks, they were good shots. Just UNC was just a better team that day, and I gotta say, like this St. Peter's run is.
It's the best run of all time, right?
It has to be, right? For a Cinderella. Yeah. So I think it's even better than the George Mason.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, you can, let's see, Florida Gulf Coast made the Elite Eight, right? Or
and they got beat down by Florida, yeah.
Right.
But they were so much fun to watch, like the Lob City 2.0.
But they were what seed? Were they 15 or were they 14?
I'm pretty sure St. Peter's
stats guy. Look it up.
Stats guy.
To make the Elite Eight. I'm fairly certain about that one.
Yeah. Either way, unbelievable. And to play the teams they played to get there, right?
Yeah.
Like the way they got there. It's not like they ran into some lucky teams or where they had some upsets. Yeah. They were able to, find like a little bit of an easy way there. But I mean, no, like they went through some pretty difficult teams. I mean, Kentucky, and then you obviously get Murray State, who had a great year this year.
Yep.
And then you play Purdue in the Sweet 16, who I actually had making it to the Final Four in one of my brackets. That's like horrible.
I had Purdue in my Final Four too.
But they're like one of those teams where, they're very fundamentally sound.
Yeah.
They played it inside out. They kick it down in the post, back out for threes. Very fundamental basketball. I mean, nothing really exciting, but they're really, really good. But they were able to come back, like you said, in that game. And then they, like you said, run up against a really hot North Carolina team. And when you play like that against a team with the talent North Carolina has, you're not gonna get there.
No, I thought watching the St. Peter's team, it seemed like they were never tired. It seemed like the shot always seemed to go down for them. It seemed like they always got the call. They always got the lucky bounce. I really do think that it was probably one of the best runs. And so George Mason was actually an 11 seed that made the Final Four, and then Loyola in 2018, and then UCLA in 2021. So thank you, stats guy. Appreciate it. Wyatt, of course. Gotta love Wyatt, man. He keeps it like boom.
What's your thoughts on St. Peter's coach taking the Seton Hall job before the tournament was over?
I don't mind it. I just wish he would have waited till after the season was done.
Well, yeah, I agree.
I would like to do what you did is absolutely outstanding, and I do not discredit him taking a different job. In fact, like I think it's a great opportunity for him. He's a young coach. Players love him. He's energetic. But I just didn't like the way he did it so quickly. Like, what was it? It was like
in this press conference after the game, right? I thought that's when it was announced.
The tweet got announced like 2 hours after the game, and it just rubbed me the wrong way. It was like, dude, like you were already 1 foot out the door. And it's like one of these deals too, where it's like the deal was done before the game was even played.
Right.
You have to. And it's unfortunate because and I know, and like I said, like he wasn't going to stay there. Like you can only go so far with a team like St. Peter's, but like, St. John's it's not a bad gig. I just wish that he would have at least waited till after the Final Four, or maybe like later this week. Like I think it's going to rub some people the wrong way. It rubbed me the wrong way, mainly because like of what these kids did for him and what he was able to accomplish. But I feel like there just needs to be like a little bit of respect in a way.
Yeah. I mean, those guys were still, having the sting from the loss, and then you just turn around and see that your coach has left you. Now, who's to say that, he didn't go in there and say, hey guys, look, this has happened. It's not a shocker. And I'm sure those guys, in the locker room, they probably knew after the run that they had that the coach was definitely going to leave. I mean, you cannot not do that. Right. And you can't expect the guy to stay at a place like St. Peter's. I mean, even though it's like you said, the Cinderella story of the year, you can't expect a guy to stay there.
Yeah.
There's barely a program there, right? I mean, so.
No, what was it? I think we said it last week. No player on that team was recruited. Yeah.
Right. I mean, they were back. They were late on payments for their basketball equipment for a year.
Oh,
my God.
wow.
All of their like gymnasium. It looked like a 4A high school. Like it's not even like a really nice high school. It was like an old broken down. I mean, hell, their campus is 3,000 people, something like that.
It's
It's hard, man. It's hard. And so yeah, you can sit there and criticize being like, yeah, maybe let the sun set before you announce it.
Yeah.
But I can't blame the guy for leaving.
No.
At the same time, though, he didn't come out and announce it. A reporter came out and asked him about it because,
So we
someone
got
else
Brian
broke the
Kelly.
news.
Right.
And then he was like, I'm not talking about that right now. We have 15 guys in there that just had their hearts ripped out. Let's focus on them and deal with that before we talk about this. So I respect him for that.
Yeah. So I heard this earlier today, and I kind of wanted to get your take on it. So everyone obviously remembers the UMBC win over Virginia, 16
Right, yeah.
seed beating a 1 seed, first time it's ever happened. Was that win alone more impressive than St. Peter's run as a 15 seed to the Elite Eight, or what's more impressive? The beating the number 1 overall seed as a 16 seed and then losing in the next round, or this stretch of run by a 15 seed, the first ever to do it too. So it's like there's no like, oh well, these don't really happen that much. Nope, these were first time evers.
Well, Florida, thanks to Wyatt, the stat guy.
Yeah,
Florida Gulf Coast did make the Sweet 16 as a 15 seed.
Not the Elite Eight though.
Not the Elite Eight.
Yeah.
This run will probably never happen again, right? I mean, ever. Now, the other argument aside is saying like the 1 seed over or 16 over 1 will probably never happen again. So it's a couple. I mean, I think you got to take into account who they beat. So I'm going to go St. Peter's is more impressive because you got to play multiple games at the top. I mean, above the top of your game to beat those teams.
Yeah.
I mean, they were playing out of their mind, 1 in a million games, 3 games in a row. So that's to me more impressive.
UMBC is like a state-funded college that's fairly decently sized, but then St. Peter's is 3,000 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, UMBC probably had some recruits happening there. Like they've definitely at least had athletes there. All these guys were basically walk-ons. So
yeah. So I mean, to beat Kentucky, who a lot of people had going in the national championship or in their national championship game, me being one of those people, and then you beat Murray State, a team that has caused a lot of mayhem in the tournament before and has produced some NBA players, and then you beat Purdue, who a lot of people had as a Final Four national championship team, and you go in and you beat them, and they beat down Kentucky. They beat Murray State handily. They came back and beat Purdue.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll give you this team could have laid down and quit against UNC, but they didn't.
Right.
So
no. The score really doesn't reflect their effort.
No, not at all. And even the UNC players and coaches were giving those guys respect after the games because UNC could have won by 40.
Yeah,
but they played. But shout out to St. Peter's. Like props to them. They played their heart out. They legit are the definition of a Cinderella story. And I mean, I don't know. I kind of would have to take St. Peter's runs over beating one team one time. Because we've seen the David versus Goliath story multiple times in sports. We've seen the Boise State beat Oklahoma. We've seen the Miracle on Ice. We've seen, I'm trying to think what else. We've seen someone come down from 3-1 before. So we've seen it happen, but we've never seen a stretch of games like this consistently. So if they would have pulled off the upset against Carolina, this 100% would be the greatest Cinderella March Madness storyline of all time.
100%. Easily. And it would stand for a while.
100%. But unfortunately, they are not in the Final Four. We have our Final Four set. We have in the first matchup Kansas versus Villanova. I think that game is not going to be pretty. I really don't.
Really?
I don't.
I'm curious to see which way you're going to go here.
We'll go there in a second. And then, of course, we have the monster ACC matchup that I think the entire world is going to tune into who's a college basketball fan. Duke, Carolina. I like that just says it all. Coach K's last season in the Final Four in New Orleans. Kansas right now, 4.5-point favorite. We'll start with that game first. Boys, I like Villanova. I like Villanova in this game. I think Villanova is a team that you do not want to run into right now. I think the only team that can beat them, and we'll get into that later when we touch on it, is still in this tournament. I love what Villanova does. They play suffocating basketball where they just make you uncomfortable. You might have a 10-point lead against Villanova. Guess what? That will not last.
You're not safe.
So it's not safe. I love Villanova in this game. Kansas, to me,
I'm shocked they made it as far as they did. I have not been impressed with them in the tournament this year.
I haven't been impressed with them all season, to be honest. I really don't. In fact, I think, and Nick, you could probably attest for this, I actually think Bama would have beaten Kansas in that preseason tournament.
On the right day.
On the right day.
Who did they play? Big 12 SEC Showdown.
They played two. Actually, don't know. Actually, 10. I don't know. We played Baylor. So
yeah, we played Baylor, stomped them. But I don't know who Kansas played. Yeah, I don't know.
It would have to have been.
I know we're putting you on the spot here a bunch of times. Help us out.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna guess
they lost to Kentucky.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about it. It was like not even close, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. It was a beatdown. Yeah.
So I like Villanova in this game easy. Like I'm taking Villanova plus 4.5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna run with it. I think I think that's a steal. And plus, on the mission, I've seen Villanova do this consistently. Like, what is this? 3 Final Fours in the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I'm excited to see what this Villanova team does because, like we talked about it last week. It's getting off the bus, business as usual, nothing new.
Yeah. This team is scary, man. Their mindset going into games is genuinely like they're machines. They're soldiers out there. They're programmed in their brain, man. They've built that program like Alabama has built their football program. It is every game, no matter how big, no matter how bright the lights are, it's business as usual. And I think plus 4.5 is a unbelievable bet, and I would lay the house on it, honestly. This Kansas team does not impress me. I think they've had a little bit of an easy ride going to the Elite Eight so far. They've been tested a little bit, and I won't lie. I mean, obviously, you make it to the Elite Eight, you've been tested at some point down the road, but this Kansas team isn't consistent enough, and I think when they run up against a team like Villanova that will not back down, this is going to be a street brawl. I think I think this is like a defensive game. I think the under hits. And I don't think it's
that is 132.
Yeah, under hits by far. I'm going under here, and I think the plus 4.5 is a really, really good bet. So yeah, I like Villanova here, making it to their 4th out of 5 Final Four. Is that what you said?
I think it's 3 out of 4 or 3 out of 5. Either
3
way,
out of 5. Either way, it's unbelievable.
It's insanely impressive. It's fantastic. I will say this though, is that I know Villanova lost one of their key players in the game, and he had a successful surgery today. But this Villanova team is just so deep, and it's just so well coached, and it's the same thing with one of these major programs now, because I consider Villanova one of the big boys now with their success.
Villanova is the type of team that I thought Alabama was going to be this year, and I mean that in the way of the philosophy of it, right? Really good defense. I mean, stat guy here, Nova shoots 36% from 3, 47% from 43.5% from the field. That's what I really thought, and just be extremely deep, right? You lose a guy and you don't really lose a hiccup. I mean, very much like Alabama football, great comparison. Yeah. It's just next guy up, that mindset, the mentality. That's what I really thought Alabama was going to be this year, and it obviously didn't work out that way. But Villanova is built to win a championship.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think, are we all in agreement? We all have Villanova and winning. Do we all have them covering?
I have them winning outright.
Yeah, the spread is an absolute, and I would have them winning outright as well.
Okay, so I think we're all on Villanova right now, and then that leads it to the monster matchup, which I'm so excited. So, cannot wait to be in attendance for this game.
It's going to be so fun.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Especially not having any emotional investment.
No, not at all. I get to sit back and enjoy this from a pure college basketball fan.
Exactly.
I have no ties. Yes, I used to live in the state of North Carolina, but I was not a Tar Heel fan, and never a Duke fan, not even a State fan, like nobody. So cannot wait for this. Duke UNC, March Madness in New Orleans. It says it all for me. Like, this is perfect. I'm gonna go Carolina. I'm picking the upset. I've seen Carolina play this Duke team before in home in Cameron Stadium, and they shot the lights out and embarrassed Coach K. If it was
Last
any
home
other
game.
team, if it was any other team, I would pick Duke because it seems like it's Duke's year. They have this magical run going. It's Coach K's last season. Carolina is the one team that is not afraid of Duke. They play them twice a year, sometimes possibly 3.
They've met 25 times before in the ACC tourney.
Yep, I'm telling you, I like what Carolina's done. And it's probably me going against fate or the money of the NCAA, because the rest will probably find a way to make it about them. But this is a gut emotional pick. I have no ties in this game. I'm going Carolina. Let's see. I believe the spread is Duke -4.
Yeah,
I'm still gonna.
It's a good spread.
That's a good spread.
No, I'm taking North Carolina on that all day. I have them winning outright again.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do that. And then the over under of this game is 151. So
definitely the under. This is gonna be a dirty.
This is gonna be
This is gonna get
physical.
dirty.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's a shoving match or two. I'm gonna go under on the.
Do we want to make a live bet on whether Coach K gets teed up during the game?
Ooh, that's good.
I'm sure there's a prop bet somewhere about that.
Let me.
Oh man,
see if I can find one.
I'm going Duke, by the way.
You're going Duke? Okay.
Yeah, a Duke -4. I can't believe we disagree with this. This is so easy. The writing is on the wall to take UNC, right? They just
no, it's not. The writing's on the wall to take Duke.
No, the writing on the wall is to take UNC, and I'll tell you why. They just come off a game against St. Peter's in which they were able to rest their players at the end. They have a history with Duke, right? It's a rivalry game. They just won the ACC championship by upsetting Coach K in the championship game, right? Was it the championship game?
It
round
was
before.
So they lost to Virginia Tech in the ACC championship.
That's right. So either way, they did beat Duke though. So
yes.
And I mean, so there's history there, right? And honestly, UNC matches up really, really good against Duke. I mean, just as a 1-to-1 matchup, the writing is on the wall to take UNC. UNC +4. The line is saying that Duke is gonna win by 4. I agree with you. I think the NCAA gets involved. I think this is like a little bit of a storybook ending for Coach K, beating your biggest rival in the Final Four to go to the championship, to secure your last championship before retirement. My bad. Duke all day. Free throws, it's close. Free throws at the end, secure the line. Duke wins by 7 or 8.
Okay. So, intern, what are we feeling? We're feeling it, UNC?
Yeah. I got UNC, and I'm taking the under.
All right. So
under 2. Under's happening, 100%.
Okay. All right. So now what I want to do is I want to bring in our other 2 members of the team. I want to get their picks. Wyatt, as you know, picked Tennessee to win the national championship game.
So don't listen to it. Literally fade this man at all costs.
Yes. So whatever this man says, do the exact opposite.
So please, Wyatt, don't agree with me.
So Wyatt, I'm gonna bring you on first. Wyatt, let me hear it. Who do you have in the Final Four?
All right. I might get flamed for this again.
Oh my God.
Oh God.
I might get flamed for this again. I'm going to pick. Damn you.
He's going Kansas. I knew it. I knew he was going Kansas.
Damn you. I'm going Kansas.
I knew he was doing it. Bad.
All right. Well, that means Villanova lock.
Yeah. Lock of the century.
Mortgage.
Do the opposite of what I say. I'm picking Kansas.
Reverse jinx. Love it.
What about Duke UNC?
Pulling the Clack reverse jinx.
Oh.
So.
Shout out Clack.
Shout out Clack. So Duke actually shoots a lot better I say a lot. Duke actually shoots better than UNC. Duke is close to 49% from the field, UNC 45%.
I don't like where you're going with this.
Duke is almost 37% from three, while UNC is closer to 36. But at the same time, UNC understands what it does, what it means to beat Duke in a clutch situation.
Yes, Wyatt.
I'm
Say
going
it.
UNC.
Yes.
Oh.
Let's go. Come on.
Shit.
I'm too good, Cruz. I'm going 2-0. I'm actually going 4-0 because I'm hitting the over-unders as well. Take me to Vegas, man.
All right, so
shit.
Wyatt, so your national championship is Kansas versus UNC.
It
Who do you have
is.
winning it all? Who do you have cutting down the nets?
Go Tar Heels, baby.
Has
Oh.
an 8 seed ever made the
Wow.
championship before?
Wow, damn, hot take.
8
UNC.
seed.
All right.
UNC. I'll get flamed. I'll get flamed next week. But hey, look, that's my pick currently.
Has an 8 seed ever won before?
I don't know. My stat guy's about to find out.
Stat guy, find it out.
All right, get out of here. Get out of here. Can't look at you right now. You screwed up my pick.
That's beautiful.
It'll be fine.
So
you'll
good.
get over it.
Whatever. All right, and now introducing the newest member of the Oxcore team, our main man, and I basically hired him because I'm a huge Mac Jones guy, and his first name is actually Mac. So Mac, welcome to the Oxcore. Appreciate you being on. First episode with us. So I got to know, who's your final 4 picks, man?
Thank you for having me on. By the way, I have a huge arm as well. Not quite as big as Mac Jones, but I'm sure we could work out something.
Okay, what's your yardage? How can you throw it? How far?
Honestly, I flat-footed, I could throw it probably 40, 45 yards. And
that's a pretty good yard. That's a pretty good arm. That's a pretty good arm.
And
Did you
that's
play ball in high
realistic,
school?
too. That's realistic. That's not just,
Are you the intramural quarterback?
Yeah.
Yes, I was, and then there was some controversy, and I got benched, but then I switched back, and so
you're in Jalen.
Other than the contrology, we're good.
Oh man,
so it was like a Tua Jalen situation.
Yeah, / like Debo Samuel, Trent Williams, jack of all trades.
I love this guy. I love this guy.
This is great. All right, so let's hear. We'll start with the first game. Who do you have, Villanova or Kansas?
I got Kansas. I'm not crazy about Villanova. I don't know. Something about Kansas. I've been watching them all of March. They really stick out to me. And UNC Duke, this is not going to be a very popular take, but I think the world is going to burn. I don't know if there's another pandemic coming, but Duke is going to win it all again. Just saving their best basketball from March. I don't know what it is, but I just have this feeling. I can't shake it.
It's the NCAA. It's going to cheat us all. I don't want it to happen. I'm not some Duke fan. I don't bleed blue. I hate Coach K, but it's going to happen. And you're an idiot for not betting on it. Let's just say.
Wait, you hate Coach K?
I hate Coach K.
Do you respect him at least?
I respect him as a coach. He's the greatest coach in the history of college basketball. But I mean, it's the reason people hate Coach Saban.
Okay,
right?
I was just making sure it was like
he's the greatest of all time. He's annoying because he's always in the conversation. He's always in the media because of who he is. True. Right. So, yeah, I mean, I don't like the guy. I respect the hell out of him because he's a great coach, and I hope he enjoys retirement. But he's winning it all this year, and the NCAA is going to make it happen. I mean, even if Duke needs help, they're going to make it happen.
All right. So Mac has Duke winning it all. Mac, do you have a bet that you would strongly encourage people to take in this Final Four?
Yeah, I don't know what the line is going to be. I'm going to have to look it up, but I'm betting all of my money. I think that this is going to be a really tough game. I think it's going to overtime. I think it's just set in stone. It's going to be down in free throws in crunch time. I think it's going OT.
Love that.
Right. Well, you heard it here first. He's got Duke winning it all. I'm not particularly crazy about that, mainly because the world will end. There will be COVID 4.0. World War III will happen.
They just announced a hybrid variant between Delta and Omicron, bro.
Oh, man.
Don't
jinx it.
It's already in the U.S., too.
So now it's known as COVID Duke. All right, good to know. All right, back to the chat. Give me my gambling lines, and we'll bring you back on in a couple minutes. Appreciate you.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
All right, so boys, we got to give our national championship picks. I'm feeling like we should probably start with the intern Bond. Let me hear it. You I think
I have
we
Nova,
have the same
North
national
Carolina.
championship. So we have Kansas, or I'm sorry, we have Villanova and UNC. Who do you got winning?
I think that North Carolina upsets Coach K, just because that's got to be like
Yeah.
those boys are going to be playing so hard, knowing that they stand between him and Coach K getting a ring in his last year. But I do think that on paper this Villanova team beats UNC, and it is not. I will take whatever Villanova's line at is right now for that game, hypothetically.
Yeah.
I will take it
Smart
for them to win.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nick,
So where would you put it if it was like? I mean, you're not going to take it if it's 10, right? Like,
no, but it's like right now. I'm guessing it's probably going to be similar to these two games, maybe like -6.5.
I was thinking
I would take that.
7.
Yeah, I think that's a good line. That's a good line. Yeah, and I would probably take in that hypothetical scenario. I would take that too. But in my scenario, in which I have Duke Villanova, I've been talking up Villanova so much. They are built to win a championship. They're very well coached. They're very deep. I'm just betting all of my money on Coach K and the NCAA cheating us all out of it.
Well,
I feel
that?
so strongly about it. I don't know why.
What NFL QB retired and won a ring in their last year?
Peyton Manning.
Yeah, that's going to be that.
Yeah, it's that. I don't know if Peyton Manning. Now he kind of relied on his defense a lot in that final year.
It was the Von Miller show. He got benched for Brock Osweiler.
Right. So it's one of those deals where it's just storybook ending, right? It's completely a storybook ending, and it's what the media wants because it's a great story. They'll be able to make a crazy 30 for 30 about it.
Oh yeah, that 30 for 30
and make millions of dollars, and they're going to be able to hype up this championship game for
Coach
obviously
K's
the
last
48
dance.
hours. Yeah, the Coach K's last dance. There'll be a million hype videos about it. It'll be all over the internet. If this is a North Carolina versus Villanova, nobody's going to give a shit. Nobody's going to watch, right? So the NCAA is sitting there looking at the dollar figures, man. That's all they care about. Duke wins it against Villanova. Line's going to be 4.5. Take Duke because they're going to win it in a blowout. Duke wins.
Damn. Okay. So
I've seen the Matrix, man. I'm seeing the net code right now. I'm going 6-0 here. Just trust me.
You holding out on us? You got inside information?
I'm a time traveler.
Ooh. It's kind of cool. Not gonna lie.
Do I die alone?
All right. So obviously I also have Villanova and I have UNC. I gotta go Nova, man. I've been talking them up. I think Carolina is just they've hit fire at the right time, but they're getting ready to run into the buzzsaw that is Villanova. I love what this team is defensively. They can take your best player away and just make you play with one hand tied behind your back. And I don't feel like UNC was built to win a championship this year. I thought their year was next year.
Mm-hmm.
I think because first year coach. No, major props to him. You're a first year guy and you get all the way to the Final Four. In my case, he gets to the national championship game. Major props. Nothing to hang your head about. Like that's only going to help recruiting because Coach K is gone. They're going to dominate the recruiting landscape in the state of North Carolina, which is a basketball hot ground.
Right.
So I think next year could be a year where it's like, okay, I can see UNC doing this. But I got to go Villanova. They've been here before. They've done it before. In fact, these two teams have played each other in probably one of the coolest, greatest national championship winning shots you've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
And I got Villanova cutting the nets down. And I agree with Bond. I think this line's probably going to be somewhere around like 6.5, maybe 7 at the most. But I got Nova cutting down the nets. I feel pretty good about that. Me and Bond are going to be celebrating on Bourbon Street, maybe.
I can be convinced.
He can be convinced. So we'll see. I'm excited. Like I said, this is actually my first Final Four without having a team that I've gone to and not having a team in it. So I got to see the Florida team back with like Joakim Noah and Corey Brewer and
you went to those?
I went to
you
one,
went to the games?
Wow,
that's actually really cool. I didn't know that.
Went to one of them, yeah. So it was in Atlanta, if you remember that. That was against Greg Oden and think Grayson Conley back when they had them in 2007. So it was the year, like, because they brought everyone back from that team, and they were like the unanimous like number one team in the country, and then they just ran through everybody.
Yeah.
And then they played UCLA. They played Kevin Love in UCLA. I remember that. And then they just beat down Greg Oden. Which shout out Greg Oden. Like, I wish he would have worked out in the NBA. He got a ring though. He got a ring with.
He did get a ring. Yeah,
got a ring with the Heat. But arguably like one of the biggest busts of all time. But it's not because of him, just injuries. And I just hope Zion does not become that. So, all right.
Is he coming back? Like, is he ever coming back?
Did you not see the between the legs shit that he?
Oh,
did? Like,
I believe it. But when is he going to put on a jersey and actually go play
next season?
But like, he can play now.
No,
there's only 6 games left in the season. Nick.
He can come back in the playoffs.
Nick, from what I was told, and I will not repeat this on the camera, he's not ready to play.
Is he out of shape? Is that like what it is? I'm guessing.
I'm not going to talk about it, but no. Zion will not play this year. It will be back in 2022. By the way, the Lakers don't make the playoffs. The Pelicans get the Lakers draft pick. How good for Anthony Davis, which they are probably going to.
Wait, was that a stipulation of their trade?
Yeah.
What?
That's a crazy stipulation, actually.
Which now there's speculation that they're going to trade Anthony Davis or let him walk.
No, get rid of Westbrook.
Well, no, Anthony Davis too. They're going to.
Why?
The Lakers are going to get blown up after this year. They're going to miss the playoffs.
Well, yeah. I mean,
so right now they're the 10 seed, so they would have a play-in game. But we'll go ahead and jump into this next segment because it's very relevant. They blew a 23-point second half lead to the New Orleans Pelicans.
Mm-hmm.
And I have, in the last couple of months, become a big supporter of the New Orleans Pelicans. No, they are not my team. I just have been able to be involved with some of their media and their marketing, and I've become a fan. This team is built for the future. Like, holy crap, this team is going to be so good next year. Like, and I'm not saying this like it's this exact example. Do you remember the year before Golden State went on that crazy run?
That like 83 game.
The year before that?
It was 2014. It was the year before they won the NBA Finals. And they barely sneaked into the playoffs and they won a game, and they were like, yeah, this team can be something when they bring back all these pieces healthy.
Mm-hmm.
That's this team next year.
Yeah.
With Herb Jones, Kyra Lewis coming back, Jackson Hayes, Herb Jones, Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum. Dude, this team, Zion is the piece. And I want to see this kid succeed because I've heard nothing but good things about this kid as a person. And we just have to remember, this kid's still a kid. He just turned 21.
Yeah.
Like, he's still young. And I think having that veteran leadership with Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum's huge. The fans are starting to get involved. Like, it's starting to become like they're getting a following now. Mm-hmm. It was kind of like last year with the Hawks. Like, Hawks fans really got into basketball season when the Hawks started getting good with Trae Young. Yeah. So same thing's starting to happen in New Orleans. Like, New Orleans sold out yesterday for the Lakers game, and they made it known. And Herb Jones, I think he's going to win Rookie of the Year. Or at least he's going to make first team NBA defense.
Yeah.
100%.
He should do both, to be honest with you. He's been that good. I mean,
he's their Draymond Green. He's literally their Draymond Green. Brandon Ingram is their Steph, and CJ McCollum is their Clay. Yeah. They also have Kyra Lewis is going to come back. Cannot wait for him to come back. He'll probably come off the bench as a 6th man just because to get his feet wet for a little bit next year. And then you have Jackson Hayes, who's their Bogut or their Andre Iguodala, however you want to look at it. Like, this team is built to win, and they add 2 pieces in free agency.
That's the deal. They still have money to play with. You got Zion, you got Herb on I believe Zion's still on his rookie deal, right? So yeah, you got Herb and Zion, 2 key pieces to your team, still paying rookie dollars to them. You can add somebody to free agency.
Josh Hart wants to come back, who they traded in the CJ pick. Like, he wants to come back. There's rumors that they might go after Colin Sexton if Cleveland doesn't re-sign him. Like, could you imagine how fast that team would be, you adding a guy like Colin on that offense?
They don't really need Colin Sexton, though.
The Alabama Pelicans.
Yeah, at that point. So, which this pisses me off too. Which we just found this out. Herb Jones is not even in the top 5 of Rookie of the Year odds.
That's cheating, and that's
What?
honestly free money to bet it right now.
Well, the reason why is that the Pelicans don't get a lot of national media games unless they play the Lakers, because the Lakers are hot garbage this year. And the only reason people still watch the Lakers is because of LeBron, and he's probably going to win the scoring title, which he's the one-man team right now. Evan Mobley is the favorite, which I don't know. Like, Cleveland's not even fun to watch. Like, I would take Herb Jones. Herb Jones is like Herb Jones has his own hashtag already, and he's a rookie, not on Herb.
Yeah.
So he's a 2nd-round draft pick. He's not even a first. He wasn't even a lottery pick. Come in. He wasn't even the first Alabama player taken in the draft. Josh Primo was. I love Herb Jones, and I am a huge fan of this Pelicans team. I think they can win a first-round series.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where it ends, though. But then next year, it's like, depending on what their odds are, I might put some money down on this team.
I honestly, man, you say like one series and done. I could see this team really making a push. I truly believe in this last like third of the season, as Herb has started to gain a little bit more of a presence on the team. Like, obviously being an Alabama guy, like, I've tuned in a little bit more, followed it on social media. Like, this team's fun to watch, man. Like, they get up and down, and they play really, really good defense. And once they get on runs, it's hard to slow them down. So, and they're super young, super athletic. I could totally see, get them hot at the right time. They can make a serious run in the playoffs.
Yeah, if they were in the East, I would pick this team to get to the Eastern Conference Final.
That's how weak the East is.
No, I don't think the East is weak.
The Bucks are repeating, so it doesn't matter.
What'd you say?
So the Bucks are repeating, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, honestly,
it's hard not to bet that.
It's Miami's kind of a head case right now. Got players fighting each other, fighting their coaches.
And we've talked about this before, right? And just 5-minute tangent, we'll get back to it, right? Yeah. But Udonis Haslem, he's not even like a player on the team anymore, right? Or is he there? He's just a mascot. What is he?
No, he's like.
And I like the guy. I'm not making fun of him.
He's the dad. He's the team dad.
Do they pay him an NBA salary?
He gets paid like $1 million a year.
I would love that job.
I love Udonis Haslem so much. Like, he is like, he's the Heat's version of Kevin Garnett is the best way to describe him. He takes no shit from anybody. He's well respected in the organization and in the community. He's the longest tenured Heat player since Dwayne Wade retired, obviously. Haslem makes $2.8 million on a 1-year deal.
That's insane.
But like, I respect it because he keeps these guys in line, and like, I love it. And he got drafted, or he came in the same year Dwayne Wade did. Like, that's how old he is.
Yeah, I mean, he's an old guy. He's got no business out there playing right now. Does he? He doesn't play, does he?
No.
He's last guy off the bench, right? So he's just a locker room guy. So you're paying $2.8 million for
veteran leadership, and which
maybe that's worth it.
He'll come in and blow out. So we'll put it that way. It's like he gets the crowd excited, like, to come in, or if, like, God forbid, like, someone fouls out or gets ejected.
He's
like,
the white guy walk on.
Whoa, he is not Birdman. You be careful.
Birdman played significant minutes.
Birdman is also like little kids. So
true.
Yeah, so we're not going to go there. But I kind of want to touch on this because we don't really talk NBA too much unless it's like playoffs. Bun has the Bucks repeating, it sounds like. In the East or just in general?
In general.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nick, have you kept up with NBA this year? Like,
I have.
You have?
No, yeah.
Okay, so what do you got? What like, we're getting ready to go into the NBA postseason, so I kind of want to, like, get your takes before. So, like, if you're picking, like, a very, I guess, like, an early NBA Finals, who are you taking?
And that's just, like, so tough because obviously it's going to be the Bucks.
I don't think it's obvious it's going to be the Bucks.
I really do, though. I mean, Giannis in the playoffs. I mean, it's hard to be. You're telling me that the Bucks are going to lose in a 7-game series? I just don't see it.
I don't know.
I mean,
the Bucks play Toronto in the first round. We play the winner of Miami Cleveland, which, as Cruz knows, does not go well in recent history.
It has not gone well.
And then After that, I'm guessing we're going to have to play the winner of Philly and Boston, which I'm going to take Philly.
So it's a little bit of a chalk pick. I mean, I have to agree, but it's hard not to go down this route. I mean, obviously the Lakers, they're shot. They can't do anything. It's going to be the Suns and it's going to be the Bucks again. That's just what it is. The Suns and the Bucks are just head and shoulders above everybody else. Now, I understand the Bucks are not the top of the Eastern Conference standings right now. The Celtics are. I don't really understand how the Celtics are.
The only reason that we are ranked number 3 is because Boston and Miami have played one more game than we have.
So you're a half game back.
They're 47 and 28 both right now. We are 46 and 28. So is Philadelphia.
Yeah,
however, once we play and win our next game, our strength of schedule will go to 0.524, which I believe is how they determine seeding based off or after
if it's
record ties.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then we will become the 2 seed and Miami will drop to 3.
Yeah.
So because we're on a
Bucks
4-game
Suns.
losing streak right now.
I'm going to go straight chalk, Bucks Suns.
So I'm going to go different here. Completely different. I think right now the hottest player in the NBA is
Ja
Jason
Morant.
Tatum.
No.
Yeah. Dude, have you
Ja
watched
Morant.
have you watched what Jason Tatum is doing?
Have you watched Ja Morant?
Yes, I have. But the problem is, though, is that Ja Morant plays in the West, where there are 4 teams that can easily make the finals. The Celtics have.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I agree. But saying that he's the hottest player in the NBA right now, no.
I think he is. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Ja Morant is so much fun. And there was that rumor that came out that the Pels tried to trade to get Zion and John Morant on the same team in the same draft. Like they would have drafted 1 and 2. Could you imagine this two on the same team? Holy
my God.
shit, that'd be so much fun. But I think Ja Morant is fantastic. And the fact that like Memphis is the 2 seed it's wild. It's wild to me. It really is. But I'm going Boston to win the East. I just like currently what I've seen, like the East is like who's hot going in.
Right.
So like last year, I felt like Milwaukee was hot, and then I thought once Giannis got hurt, I was like, oh well, it's over. And then Giannis like, nah, I'm good. I don't trust Brooklyn at all. Don't trust them. They right now, Brooklyn is the 8 seed. I don't trust it. Like it wouldn't surprise me if they ended up having to play in the playing game. So. And I'm going to have to go Golden State. I'm going Golden State.
What?
Yeah.
That's bold.
Wow.
I'm going Golden State, man. They still got Steph. They still got Clay. I'm sorry. And plus, I mentioned it's not wild to say. Like, they're the 3 seed in the West. Like, it's not wild. Like,
No, but I think Memphis beats them.
They're also getting
we'll see.
skull dragged by the Grizzlies right now.
Are they?
Yeah, 77-49.
No.
Let's go. I got Memphis
in the
Bucks
third
finals.
quarter. Yeah.
No.
They had a 43-point second
Is
quarter.
Steph and Clay playing?
I don't know.
There's no way. Well, right now the Heat are winning, so that makes me happy. 123 to 100. So that makes me they just won 125 to 100. So our 4-game losing streak's over. Celtics are currently beating the Raptors right now. But there's no way Steph is playing in this game. I find that very hard to believe. What? There's no way.
I don't hate the pick. Let's just say I don't hate it, and I think it's fun. It's better than me going straight chalk.
Dude,
but
they're playing their bench players. Like, dude, Andrew Wiggins is the best player playing right now for the Warriors. No, no one's playing. Yeah.
Just
okay.
saying.
No wonder why it's that bad. It's
they're just resting everybody.
Yeah, looks like it. But I will say this though. It doesn't look like the Grizzlies are playing any of their starters either. So rough. But so I still feel good. Like I like, Steph and Clay are out. So I like Golden State only because I've seen them be there before. I like Memphis. I think they're fun and exciting, and I think they can make some noise. I just haven't seen it yet. That's the problem. They're very young, and the playoffs are a different animal. We all know this. So I'm going Boston, Golden State. I'm probably
Bucks,
dead wrong.
Grizzlies.
Probably dead wrong too. Which is so rough for me.
Obviously,
I want to pick my Heat, but I just right now I have no faith in them.
I'm declaring this right now as well. If Milwaukee makes the finals again, I will be back up in Milwaukee for those games.
All right, the Oxcord podcast live at the NBA Finals
From Milwaukee. Yeah.
All right, Nick.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
It's that time, buddy.
I don't want to talk. I know where you're going.
It only
with
happens once a year.
Yeah, it only happens
talk
once
about
a year.
it. Listen,
It's March 28th.
Listen,
Which, if you put in a formal setting, spells 3, 2, 8. Nick, do those numbers mean anything to you?
no, it's just no. I just blocked it out completely.
Oh, so for those who don't know what's so special about March 28th is that it signifies the beautiful Super Bowl choke by the Atlanta Falcons, where they blew a 28-3 lead in the third quarter.
And then afterwards, their entire franchise went to crap.
And Marcus Mariota and Felipe Franks are now competing for QB1 of the Atlanta Falcons, while Matt Ryan is in Indy. Julio Jones
putting together a scary squad, by the way.
Yeah. And Deshaun Watson is in Cleveland. And Tom Brady is in Tampa. Jameis Winston's in New Orleans. And I don't even know who the quarterback is in Carolina right now. If it's still Sam Darnold or Cam. I don't know if Cam's still there, but
they only signed Cam to a 1-year deal, and from what I know, they haven't signed him yet.
Okay, Nick, if it makes you feel any better, I would take Marcus Mariota over Sam Darnold. That makes you feel any better.
Thank you.
But I still would not take the rest of your team over Carolina.
Sam Darnold's Vanilla Vic, bro. You can't bet against that.
Dude, Taysom Hill is Vanilla Vic. What are you talking about?
That's cap.
That's not
cap. That's a bad take.
How is that a bad take?
That's a bad take.
Dude.
Sam Darnold had like 3 rushing touchdowns in a single game last year.
Taysom Hill is Vanilla Vic. He's
not even a quarterback anymore. You can't even call him that.
You're right. He's just. I hope
he's just vanilla.
He's just vanilla.
He's just vanilla. He's just every white tight end ever. That's just what it is.
No, he's not, because he's not big enough to be a tight end.
He's an H-back.
He's an H-back. Like, he's a fullback, tight end, wide receiver. I don't know what the fuck he is anymore. There's our one F-bomb.
There's one F-bomb. No more.
We love you, Makers Mark. Appreciate you.
The thing with the Falcons is, it's just so sad. It's so sad to see a franchise just be managed so poorly.
Yeah, but what's fun though?
The thing is like these people make millions of dollars.
Yeah,
every single year.
Yeah,
every single year they cash a check, and they just throw the franchise under the road. And what's sad is I can't even really be that mad about it because the fan base isn't there anymore. I mean, there's no fans of the Falcons. The games, I get emails. Because I've actually went through the suffering of going to a Falcons game. And they have nonstop emailed me about getting season tickets for like pennies on the dollar. They are trying to do anything to get people in that stadium, and people are just not going to do it, right? Because we're going to be awful. It's a really, really sad state of affairs. I mean, I'm not going to be the guy and abandon the franchise, but man, it's so close. It's so close. I mean, it's like they don't even try. It's like they try to be an embarrassment. That's what it feels like. We're going to try and be the biggest embarrassment in the NFL.
Imagine not having a wait list 30,000 deep for season tickets for your franchise. Could not be me.
So anyways, talking soccer.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Let's bring it back. So we used to do this on the Cruise Control podcast where Nick would try and educate me on the world of football, a.k.a. soccer, and we call it just Nick talking soccer. So, Nick, what team
I try to explain to you what's happening, right?
Yes, because
the point.
Ted Lasso can only teach me so much about soccer, but it really teaches me about life and how to be a better person.
Ted Lasso is a great show. I love that.
I still need to watch it.
What is wrong with you?
I've been watching Death Note.
Why?
Because I wanted to watch it. I don't have an Apple TV subscription, but my roommate does, and it's only on the TV in the living room. And my other roommates use the living room more than I do.
Stop watching anime and watch Ted Lasso. Just educate yourself is all I ask. Anyways, so last night we had a fantastic game. It was
us being
the second to last. Well, the United States, us, right? America, the free world, beautiful, red, white, and blue. It was a very big game. It was huge. Lots riding on it, right? It was one of those games where you either win the game essentially, and you make the World Cup, or you don't, and you. Oh God, I'm like the only one on here.
That's
now.
right. Nick talking soccer.
Oh man, Jesus. Okay, so look, it was a huge game. The players stepped up when they needed to. Christian Pulisic got his hat trick, 3 goals.
They stepped up huge.
It's huge, man. The thing that I'm most impressed about this team is they've taken all the criticism from the media, all the mean tweets, all of the hateful things that Taylor Twellman said on all of his podcasts, all of his shows about all of these young guys that just feel entitled, that they get to show up and win the games. It's just not like that in CONCACAF, which is like the North America, South America, right? And that's where you play to get qualified in the World Cup. So they showed up, man. They showed up last game. They won 5-1. Should have been 5-0, but they got one back late. And the best stat, and I'll end talking soccer on this because I can't wait for the next game, is the United States could not even show up to the next game. They could forfeit the final round of World Cup qualifying and still qualify for the World Cup. So going from not qualifying, right, and not even have a chance to, getting your heart broken, getting your heart ripped out, the golden generation of United States soccer getting wasted, to now being able to forfeit a game and still qualify for the World Cup is such a tremendous uplifting. It's such a good feeling. It's such a good time to be a United States soccer fan. It really, really, truly is. Bon, I know you watched. I know you have a take on this. I know you watch soccer in general as well. Like, what was your take on it?
So we turned it on late. It was still 0-0. I think we were in like the 16th minute. And then Pulisic hit that header like immediately after we turned it on. And then we just went on a tear for the next 9 minutes and scored 2 more. And I was like, okay, this is over.
3 goals in 9 minutes. I mean, just floodgates opened. And honestly, the thing is with this team, Greg Berhalter, who's the head coach, he has let these guys just go out there and be themselves. And I know that sounds really strange, and maybe that doesn't make sense to a lot of people that don't watch soccer, but sometimes head coaches really try to contain their players within a box and play the way that the coach wants them to play, right? It really seems like Greg has allowed them to go out there and just play the way they want to. I mean, Tyler Adams, Weston McKennie, Christian Pulisic, they're playing with like personality out there. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but they're playing like with a little bit of swag to them.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, Christian Pulisic busting a roulette in the middle of the 18-yard box and then nutmegging somebody before sliding it home to get his third. Unbelievable. I mean, you don't play with that level of confidence without having the coaching staff give you that level of confidence to play that way, right? So hats off to Greg. He's, again, one of those guys that have gone through a lot of criticism. A lot of people wanted to fire him actually in the middle of World Cup qualifying when we hit a little bit of a lull in the middle. And hats off to him. He stuck it out. He's let this team play. Miles Robinson and Zimmerman at the back have been outstanding. Zach Steffen in goal seems like to be the reincarnation of Tim Howard. If you know who that is, shout out Tim Howard, and shout out you for being an old school United States soccer fan. It really just, this team's not going to win the World Cup. We don't have the talent. We don't have the depth to go up against the Englands, the Germanys, right? But this team, to make the World Cup, to even qualify, this team can get out of the group stage, though, 100%.
Oh, yeah. If we get a good
100%.
draw.
I even think if it's a group of death draw, we can get out of the group. We're talented enough for that, but it's when we go up against these guys that have like the European talent, that's where I feel like we're going to get in trouble. But man, we're not far away. And 2026 is right around the corner, and the United States hosts the World Cup.
Excited.
That is going to be a lot of fun. I even talked to my girlfriend actually the other day. I'm taking 2 months off work. I'm just traveling with the team. That's what I'm going to do.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. I can't
What
wait.
a flex. Damn, that's cool.
Cruz, I'm taking you with me too. We're going. You're going to know nothing, but I'm going to take you with me.
Where exactly are we going? Like, do you know like destinations or no?
So
it'll be
one game. There's one game in Mexico City, one game in Toronto. The finals are in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Toronto all day. I'll go. I've always wanted to go to Toronto.
Atlanta will have multiple games, and I'm pretty sure Chicago's hosting a few, LA's hosting a few.
It'll be all over.
And I think New York's hosting a few as well.
Yeah. But the
Let's do
final
it.
will be in
I'm all
Mexico
for it.
City. Oh, no, the final's
final's
in
in
Vegas.
Vegas.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm all for it. Let's do. I want to do Toronto because I've always wanted to go. So let's do Toronto.
Toronto
for
will be
it.
a great
We're doing
time.
this.
Love it.
All right. I mean, Nick and I already made plans to go to the games in Atlanta. So
Yeah, we're already going. It's already. I'm definitely. I mean, without a doubt, I'm going to the games in Atlanta. But I am. Let's just say that the girl was not very pleased with me saying that I might be taking 2 months off of work to travel with a soccer team.
Can
But
you just not work remote?
well, I mean, you don't work. I'm not going to be working. How do you work?
I don't know.
Your team is in the World Cup and you're traveling with them. You're not going to get any work done.
Pretty
That
sure
is and I would love, and this is talking soccer, right? But I want to transition a little bit. What is your bucket list sporting event? Me, it's the World Cup final. I don't care if the United States is in it. To me, it's the World Cup final.
Oh, that's tough.
honestly, I got to say same.
Yeah. It's just one of those things. Like if I walked into the stadium, that atmosphere, I don't care who's playing, I would legitimately cry.
Damn, it's tough. I've done the big football games.
Flex.
I've done NBA playoffs.
I would love to go to an F1 Grand Prix.
That would be cool.
I was
too.
thinking Indy
That's a cool
500 would
one.
be really cool.
That's a really cool one.
Damn, that's tough. Actually, no, I got one. So I want to go. I want to see the 4x4 at the Olympics.
The 4x4 at the Olympics?
For like the four, like the huge
Oh, the race, like the
Yeah.
Summer Olympics. I don't know why I was thinking bobsledding for some reason. I'm like, that's your pick? I don't know
think that'd be
why.
cool. I don't know. I've done a lot of cool things, Nick.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I was processing what 4x4 was there for a second. But yeah, no, I'm with you. That's a pretty cool one. The Olympics
I would
be
have
really
killed to have been able to be in the same stadium with like Jamaica and USA back in, I think, what was it, 2012, 2008. It was like one of the crazy
Do you come
ones.
from a track background? I've never known this about you.
I love it though.
You just love it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, my dad was big into track and cross country and whatnot. I hate running, so
I hate running too.
but it's just so cool seeing how fast an actual human being can run. Like you think Tyreek Hill and Jamison Williams and Jalen Waddle and all these guys are fast. Those guys will burn them.
Right.
They will literally leave them in a cloud of dust.
Yeah.
It is a different kind of speed, and I'm
sure like the TV doesn't even like do it justice.
Doesn't
like
do it
you can look at a screen and say, "Oh my god, that guy is fast as shit." But like in person, that's where you really get a glimpse of like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, and like I think y'all's pick is fantastic. Like I think a World Cup final would be amazing. I guess something else would be on there. It would be like a Manchester United versus Manchester City game. Like in Manchester United, my plan is to go to London.
Did you just say that because of me?
No, I'm being serious. It's one of the greatest rivalries in sports.
That is true.
All sports. And so like, even though I don't know a lot about soccer, I know a lot about like history of sports. And so that's one of the main ones. I think that would be great. I think going to Wimbledon would be fantastic.
Now that's a really good one too. I like Wimbledon.
I would love to go to a Barcelona Real Madrid game.
Yeah, El Clasico. That'd be really cool too. Yeah.
I will say this, like going to the big football games events, like a lot of the time they don't live up to the hype. Unless like if your team's in it, it's a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. It's amazing, and they pull out all the stops, like they like the music's fantastic, food, like atmosphere, like Bond, like like we were in Indy for the national championship. We had a great time.
Yeah.
Even though the game didn't go our way.
I don't remember it.
But like going to the game and like everything before, like I just hope Indianapolis never hosts a national championship in January again because it was cold as hell.
Oh no, yeah, that was such a terrible decision.
It's so miserable. But I will say like everything around it, inside the stadium, fantastic. Super Bowl, it's just like a corporate event. Now it's gotten to the point where like fans can't even go because the corporate tickets are so much. And it like defeats the purpose. Like it's just a marketing event now.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sad.
Would you go to like a World Series Game 7? I know that
100%. If the Rays were ever in a World Series and in Game 7 I can go to, absolutely I will go.
Where would that rank as far as like the greatest though? Like to me, obviously World Cup
Top
Finals
five.
number 1.
Top 5.
Top 5. Yeah.
Top 5 for me. I think Super Bowl. I would say Super Bowl, Olympics, national championship with your alma mater in it.
Sure. With that caveat. Yeah.
With that in it. Any other time, no. NBA Game 7 finals.
Yeah.
And then World Series Game 7. And again, like the main reason with these would be your team being in it. So
sure, I would, but see, like to me, just because,
I would go to. It could be like Ivory Coast and
if it was like
World Cup Finals when I was
right, if that it doesn't matter what it is, right? That's like how much of like I don't even really know
circus
like, fully why. Yes, dude, it's like a complete. The world shuts down fully. Like we hear like obviously it's Super Bowl Sunday, right? Like it feels like everything kind of shuts down. I mean that is. It's
Mardi Gras for soccer.
Right. It's a global stage. Just everything shuts down till everybody tunes in to watch this game. And to be there in that atmosphere would just be the best. If I ever, get a disease where I'm, 6 months to live or something like that, that's what I'm doing.
If you ever have to sign up for Make-A-Wish.
Yeah. How much does a World Cup final cost?
Let me Google.
Yeah, so just look up average ticket price for the let's see, what would have been a 2018.
So let me do this while you guys look that up. I'm gonna bring on Wyatt because I want to hear what his bucket list sporting event would be. I'm gonna catch him right off guard. So that man, bring it on. What is your bucket list sporting event?
So
you have 6 months to live. You only get to go to one. What are you going to?
I only get to go to one. I got 6 months to live.
Let's just say with the caveat, your team can be in it, right?
Yeah.
Let's just say
okay. It'd be a toss-up, but I would probably go to the 400 IM relay at the Olympics.
Okay. Another Olympic pick.
Nice.
That's cool.
Okay with that.
How many people are allowed in the stands at the Olympics? Is this like 100,000 seat stadium or is this like not a lot? Well, I don't pay attention to that, so I don't know.
So generally they hold those at the biggest stadiums possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that way there's more room with the track and whatnot. So like, I don't think there was an empty seat in the house when USA and Jamaica went up against each other with like when they had Usain Bolt and Tyson Gay.
Yeah.
I don't think there was I think there was like shoulder to shoulder, and I'm pretty sure they snuck people into that. Like it was that many people. Right. It's an electric event, man. It's like the coolest minute of like I think it's like a minute 10 really is like around the average. It's insane how fast these people are. So like it's just nonstop.
I know the track for the Olympic, like the running track and the natatorium for the swimming are the top two like largest venues in the Olympics.
Where would the Kentucky Derby rank in y'all's list?
Not high.
Nah, it'd be fun to go once.
It's a social event. I wouldn't care about it.
Yeah.
I also don't consider
unless I'm putting down like 10 racks on a bet, I don't care.
No,
it's a big gambling thing for sure. Yeah.
Is it bad that I don't even consider that a sport?
It's definitely a sport. I would say it's definitely a sport, right?
I'm gonna say yes.
What would you classify it as?
A rich person hobby?
No,
because this is definitely a sport. Like, specific riding techniques and stuff, and how to like know when to save your horse and when to tell it to go all out and stuff like that.
But I think like the horse is the actual athlete in this, not the.
Oh, absolutely. No, it is.
Do you consider NASCAR a sport?
No.
Okay, well then you don't consider horse racing a sport.
Yeah. So
what about F1 though?
F1 is completely different. F1, those people have to go through like zero gravity training and whatnot. Like I've seen the training regimen for them. I don't think there's a single NASCAR driver that can make it through that.
Oh, absolutely not.
Agreed.
No. So like I said, and it's the debate I take. You can take the most athletic NASCAR driver and put the most unathletic NFL, NBA, or baseball player, put them in an athletic competition. I'm still taking the professional athlete.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was like,
would.
it's true. Like, I don't like. That's why it's like I get pissed off when I see like the ESPYs or Sports Illustrated or something like that have a NASCAR driver in as best male athlete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. Okay, so then along with that, I don't agree with it. But then you get into whole like esports type stuff.
It's not sport.
Oh
No.
no. Okay, I changed mine.
Do you change your mind?
Yeah, I would love to. World Cup's so high, but if Team Liquid's ever makes the World Finals for League of Legends, I'm there.
Team Liquid.
Yeah, they're an NALCS team. I've been following
No.
since like season 2, and we're on like season 13 now.
Okay,
No,
so you're
again,
a
this
big
is
follower.
no disrespect to like NASCAR drivers or esports players. Like, you're clearly the best at your craft, and you're getting compensated.
Oh yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
I just don't consider it a sport. Like, I consider like the major sports like football, basketball, baseball, hockey, tennis, golf. Trying to think what else.
Swimming.
Track,
Swimming, track.
lacrosse.
I consider cheerleading. Like that. Like, tumbling is not.
Dude,
easy.
it takes some
Oh my
athleticy
God.
to
Like,
do
people
that.
who don't think cheerleading is a sport, like
That's wild.
I challenge you to do a back tuck or a back handspring. Or
But see, that's
yeah.
more like the tumbling aspect of it, right? That's like the gymnastics part.
but it's
right?
still
And then
like
there's-
routine. It's still coming. Like, dance is
Yeah.
a sport.
Yeah.
Like that. Like all like being able to like master all those moves, and then not to mention like
Master the timing.
master the timing. So it's like it's no different than like a football player learning a playbook and executing a play, because like you have to know your assignment, you have to know everyone else's assignment, you have to know timing. Like it's
And you
a
have to be
different way of
athletic
working.
enough to do it correctly against
Yeah.
another athlete across the field.
Ex-
Now, the only
100%.
other thing is like your cheerleading thing. You're not like, I mean, I know you're going against other teams, right? Like points wise, but like you're not like going against them head to head. They're not trying to stop you to do
No,
keep
that's
you from
true.
doing a flip, right? So like in that aspect, it's not really the same, but I still think it is a sport because it takes an unbelievable amount of athleticism to do that.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like anybody, I personally, right? Anybody could jump in a NASCAR, right? They probably wouldn't win a race, but they could go out there and compete. They could drive.
I can turn to the
Yeah.
left.
You could
200
give me
yards.
6 months.
I could turn
You could
left.
I
you
can
could
drive
give me
fast and
6
make
months
left
and I couldn't
turns.
do a backflip.
Yeah.
I just couldn't do it. I'm not
No.
physically capable of doing that.
Yeah.
So that's
So
it.
there you go. Boom. Sorry. Went on.
Weird
went
tangent.
On a tangent. Okay. So, all right. So Wyatt's giving his picks. Back to where you came. All right. So I want to end the show on one last thing. And Nick, I want to end the show on a positive note for you, because
Thank you.
it's a hard day.
I've gone. It's been a long day.
So
It's been a long day.
we haven't touched on this. And so like 5 minute tangent. Tyreek Hill is now a Miami Dolphin.
Yes.
Yes, I was hoping we would touch on this.
Teron Armstead, now a Miami Dolphin.
Yep.
Don't look now, but the Miami Dolphins are looking like the new Kansas City Chiefs as far as like speed and explosiveness and weapons.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying Tua's Patrick Mahomes. I don't think anyone's saying that, but this team's going to be fun to watch.
I am excited. I've been a closet Dolphins fan ever since Tua got drafted there, and I've been a closet Patriots fan.
So I
for
will
last
say this.
season.
I love Jalen Waddle. Is electric. We know this. We got a chance to see him. We like play for our school. Like, we love Jalen Waddle. Tyreek Hill is the fastest player in the NFL.
Yeah.
Jalen Waddle, I would consider probably second or third. I'd probably say. You have Mike Gesicki, top 5 tight end in the league.
Mm-hmm.
You're bolstering the offensive line. Teron Armstead, when healthy, is a top 3 left tackle in the league. Like, he blocked for Drew Brees for years. He played tight end in college. Like, the kid was he was a tight end in college.
Yeah.
Moved to offensive line. I don't know if they're going to put him at right tackle to protect Tua's blind side.
I think you have to, right? But does the technique change there?
I'm not sure. So that's why if he's going to stay at left tackle, that'll be interesting. Now, I don't know if they brought him in to protect his blind side, but we'll see. Then you have this defense, and I really like what they're doing. Now, the argument is it more of now of the Dolphins versus the Patriots because the Bills are that far ahead, or are we actually considering the Dolphins as a legit contender of the AFC?
I think they make him a legit contender, but I also let's bring on the new intern. I want to bring him on because he's a diehard Dolphins fan. He's been through it all. He's been through the bad times. So I want to bring him on I want to get his take on this because we can all sit here and say, but this guy knows. Mac knows his shit. So
Mac does know his shit. So we're gonna add Mac back on. He is a legit Dolphins fan. So I want to get his take on it. So Mac, let's hear it. I'm going to give you the spotlight. I want to hear what you think about all this in the Dolphins offseason.
So the hiring of Mike McDaniel has been huge for us, honestly. The whole issue with Stephen Ross and Brian Flores about trying to pay to tank. I feel like there's been a change of the guards in Miami. There's a different attitude in town. I don't know if Stephen Ross will sell the team or whatever, but it looks like we're all in on this new regime. Mike McDaniel comes from the 49ers, trying to bring this fast offensive scheme. You mentioned all the guys that we brought in. I think Armstead is going to stick to the left, and we might move Robert Hunt over to the tackle position, or Liam Mike said our second-round pick from last year. But you said we got so fast on offense. It's honestly ridiculous. I looked it up. The last time the Dolphins had a top 10 offense, I wasn't even born. I'm 22 years old, and that's ridiculous.
Jesus.
It's been miserable, my life as a Dolphins fan, just living in the Patriots shadow my entire life. So hopefully we come out of the woodworks and come out strong. I would say that we're a playoff contender for sure. I don't want to get too hopeful because the AFC East or the AFC is stacked as far as quarterback talent. So I think we're in some good footing, but we have a long way to go.
The AFC East is kind of unbelievable now with the adding. I mean, it already was difficult, right? But Mac Jones with the Patriots, they're going to be good. With Belichick, they're always going to be a good team, right? Are they going to, run the table and win a Super Bowl? I don't know. Maybe not, but, they're still going to be good. They're going to be competitive. The Bills are posturing for the most talented team in the NFL right now. Like, they are that good. They have the NFL Hall of Famers. They got the NFL vets in the locker room. They got a bunch of young talent. Josh Allen just seems like he gets better every single year. And then now you got Tua with all of these weapons that we, here at Alabama has seen what this kid can do. And now he's got the weapons and he's got the line to give him time enough. And that defense is good enough. That defense is good enough to keep them in games if Tua does have a bad game. And God, then the poor Jets, man. Jeez, just God bless them. But those three teams in the East, in the AFC East, are legitimate playoff teams. Legitimately. And
young
to your
too,
point,
as well.
Yeah, super young. Right, super young, right? So to your point, Cruz, what you were saying, is it Bills and then is it Patriots, Dolphins fighting for second? Man, I think the race is wide open with Dolphins, Bills now, and then Patriots being that kind of behind the team a little bit. I still think they're good, and I love Mac Jones. But when you just look at the talent the Dolphins and the Bills have, it looks like an ultimate team, like an NFL ultimate team.
Yeah. So I don't disagree with you. I think we can all agree the Bills are the class of the AFC now. Like they're Super Bowl
Packers in my Super Bowl.
Yeah, they're. I picked them to go to the Super Bowl last year preseason. Mm-hmm. We did. I had Rams Bills. I think the Bills this year. I mean, they know that they're there, and now that they see the AFC West and Mahomes is now vulnerable, and Russell Wilson's there, Herbert's there, like and Carr's there. They're just gonna beat the hell out of each other. I will say this though, I love what Tua can. I love his potential because we've all seen it. We know how good he can be, especially having help around him. And I hate this notion of like Tua can't do it, so you guys got to help him. Yeah, that's generally how it works with football. We have seen, like, look at Brady. Brady is smart. He's had weapons around him the entire time. Drew Brees had weapons. Matt Stafford has weapons. Joe Burrow has weapons. Everyone needs weapons to be successful. So like this whole notion of like, oh, he's only going to be good because he's got two fast wide receivers. Okay, what about Matt Stafford? He's got Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, Odell Beckham.
What about Patrick Mahomes,
What
who
about
had
Patrick Mahomes?
Tyreek Hill?
Yeah, Tyreek Hill, Josh Gordon, Travis Kelce. Like, list goes on. Tua just hasn't had a coach that's actually wanted him.
Yes.
He hasn't had the proper offensive line. He's had wide receivers that drop easy passes besides Jalen Waddle and Mike Gesicki. So now he's finally getting that. I would like to see them add a consistent running back in the draft, like an every down back. Like, I would love to see him get Kenneth Walker out of Michigan State or Brian Robinson out of Alabama. I think that would be a good fit to have a power back. I like this defense. I need to see it first as a first-year coach. So, like, right now for me, it has nothing to do with talent. It's going to be Buffalo, New England, and then very, very close on the heels is Miami. And then the Jets are all the way down at the bottom. But
Talk about the confidence that this team has, though, to give a first-year coach to take a risk on signing Tyreek Hill. I mean, you traded a lot to get him. There's no doubt. Yeah, but I think it's a great trade. Tyreek. He's the best wide receiver in the league. So he's worth that.
Who?
The fastest.
He's the fastest.
He's the fastest.
He's the best deep threat.
Yeah. I mean, yes, he's the best deep threat. There's
the
nobody
best.
that can touch him.
I'll concede that.
Yeah, he's the best deep threat. Like, he's not the best receiver. Like, right now, if I had to pick someone who's the best receiver, he's
top
probably
3.
Devontae Adams.
He's top 3.
No, he's top 5.
Who's better than him?
Okay, like, just because you run routes, just because you run really, really fast.
I'm not saying that. I'm asking who is better than him. If you're saying top 5,
if I had to pick, I can
Adams.
I'll take Adams. I'll
D-Hop.
take Cooper Kupp. I'll take D-Hop.
I'll put DK in there as well.
I wouldn't put DK. Like, DK drops the easy ones.
Yeah, but he is a freak. He's a freak.
I'll take Diggs.
Oh, I forgot about Diggs.
Bro,
okay. All right. I'll give you top 5.
Thomas,
I'll
fully healthy.
That.
I'll take
Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas runs routes and can actually, like, Michael Thomas can.
You're saying Michael Thomas is on the same level as Tyreek Hill?
Okay, they're two different games, but I'm just saying, like, I want a big-bodied wide receiver. I don't want a guy who just runs, like, go routes.
So you want DK Metcalf over Tyreek Hill?
No, I would take. That's a different.
What are we talking about here?
DK Metcalf drops easy passes.
You said you wanted a big-bodied receiver over a guy that runs fast. So you're taking DK Metcalf.
DK drops passes. Michael Thomas doesn't. Is what I'm saying.
I'm not okay. We're off Michael Thomas. You're saying big-bodied receiver versus Tyreek Hill.
Well, I'm saying
DK Metcalf in that as well.
So it's like obviously, like, I want a sure hand wide receiver who's also fast. But if I have to pick between someone who's fast or I know who's going to catch the football, I want someone who's going to catch the football.
I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying. But Tyreek Hill obviously is a burner. Like, he's good, but, like, if you look at the receiving core for Miami, which now they're probably most likely going to move off their big body receiver, which is Devontae Parker.
Right.
Their guys are speed guys. Same thing as Kansas City. It's like they don't have a big bodied guy. So they have to run these underneath routes, or they have to just run streaks, or they have to rely on Travis Kelce too much. Like, if I'm
Mike Gesicki,
I think Gesicki's going to eat this year.
I do too. He's a nightmare mismatch. He reminds me of, like, a more athletic Rob Gronkowski as far as, like, frame goes. Like,
you're saying if you're an NFL GM, you are taking Michael Thomas over Tyreek Hill.
Who's my other wide receiver? Who's my wide receiver too?
Jalen Waddle. Just keep it the same.
Then, yeah, give me Michael Thomas.
You're a fucking psychopath.
No, I'm not.
You're a psycho.
I'm not.
You're a psycho.
That's
a crazy take.
How's that? No, because I have a burner on one side. I have a possession receiver on the other. I have a dominant tight end. And if I add a running back, who can catch and like be reliable on the field, that's dangerous.
But now you're saying Alvin Kamara. I mean, Alvin Kamara.
No, not even okay. There's plenty of dual threat running backs you can have. Like I like Raheem Mostert if he can stay on the field. Like, that's why I want him to add a second bell cow. I don't know. I'm trying to think of, like, who else is, like, a watered down Alvin Kamara. Like, you can think of plenty. Like,
Brian Robinson will be a watered down Alvin Kamara, in my opinion.
No. My God, that's such an
Brian Robinson? He's that good, dude. Trust me, he's that good.
You're lucky.
I've been on the B-Rob hype train all year. I agree.
Yeah, right, I mean, he's not even close to Alvin Kamara. He's not even close. I'm not saying that, but he's a watered down. He can come out of the backfield, and he's a power back.
B-Rob is Mark Ingram. That's who he is. That's who he plays like. That's who he is.
And I would say Mark Ingram is a watered down version of Alvin Kamara.
hate you so much. I really do. Mac,
No,
okay,
I agree with that.
if you have to pick a running back you want your team to add, rather that be in free agency or in the draft, who would you want?
I've been seeing a lot of hype about Breece Hall, the running back from Iowa State. He's been putting up monster numbers, especially for PFF. But Kenneth Walker, I saw some stat. I can't give you the exact number, but it's like 53 or a ridiculous amount of missed tackles this year, which is like way more than any other Big Ten running back, like going back 10 years. And I don't know. I need a bruiser. I think the Dolphins already have like speed guys, like you said, Mostert, Gaskin, Chase Edmonds. I think we need a bruiser up front for sure, because you need to balance that offense, especially with Tua. If you just rely so much on, screens and short game, you need to stretch the field more.
Boom. All right. Well,
I actually really like Kenneth
Mac,
Walker.
would you rather have Tyreek Hill or Michael Thomas?
who's your wide receiver too? It's all about that.
Jalen Waddle?
Yeah, I'm asking as a Dolphins fan, you have the team. Would you have rather traded all these picks for Michael Thomas or Tyreek Hill?
I personally would rather have Tyreek Hill because it's harder to substitute that speed. I feel like I can get some of that size back with Mike Gesicki just going over the middle and getting some sick one-handed catch. So, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to – you can't teach speed. That's the bottom line.
You can teach hands, though.
With two guys that are like some of the fastest in the league, good luck.
No, I will say that. The problem I feel like they're going to have, though, and it has nothing to do with like this whole terrible excuse of Tua's arm strength. That's not the case. Defenses are going to play back more, and I think that's where Mike Gesicki will eat. I think that's where he'll eat.
Oh, he's going to be
yeah. The problem is like Waddle loves doing the under. Like, I think the screen game is going to be very important for them. I think the underneath routes, but we know Waddle and we know Tyreek Hill are big deep threats, and I love that. I just like worry about like defenses being like playing more back, making it uncomfortable. And then without having a really consistent, reliable running game, what's going to happen? So like I said, like Tyreek Hill is a top 5 wide receiver for me. I just like, I like to keep my team balanced. And so until I see it, that's kind of like Deebo Samuel is like the perfect balance of like, he could run, throw, and catch. He's to me, like, the most athletic player right now in the NFL.
He's definitely the most athletic. And actually, as like a Swiss Army guy, he got paid this year, right? He got paid.
Right now, the Jets are rumored to try and see what they can take to get him.
Don't go to the Jets.
You're gonna have to pay Deebo. So
you're gonna have
Deebo
to.
Samuel has one more year on his contract.
Yeah, so he's in a contract year.
You're gonna have to pay him for 2 positions.
Yep. Yeah. It's the Jimmy Graham effect. Like, do you pay him as a tight end or do you pay him as a wide receiver? And he got paid as a wide receiver.
Right.
So
yeah, he is a free agent next year.
He'll make more money. He'll make more money as a wide receiver than a running back.
He's currently a $4.8 million cap hit for the 49ers, making $3.9 million and then $900,000 in bonuses.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Well, I agree to disagree, I guess, on the Michael Thomas thing. For me, in Tua's offense and the arm strength, which is crazy, people question that. Give me 2 burners, man, because you can't bracket coverage both of them. You got to go one-on-one with one of them, and there's not a soul on this planet that can hang with those 2 guys.
No,
in one-on-one coverage.
No, I don't think so. I think there's only a handful of corners that can like actually like physically keep up with them, and luckily for them, they don't play in their division. So. But we're going to end it there. We kind of rambled. That was supposed to be a 5-minute rant, turned into like a 20-minute rant, but we love it. The team's growing. We're having fun. It's Final Four week. I'm excited. Can't wait to be in New Orleans. You can find me online at The Real Cruzdocs on Instagram and Twitter. And please go follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and now TikTok. We're blowing up on TikTok right now. I love it.
Shout out Bon Snow.
Shout out
TikTok
Bon Snow. Intern killing it. We're going to be posting some fun content this week. Like I said, if you see us in New Orleans, please come say hi. We might be giving away some tickets to the Final Four. You never know. But yeah, really excited what we're building here. And, thanks for the love. Nick, how can people find you?
At InPerkins96. Doesn't ever change. Appreciate all the love, guys. All the DMs, all the support. It's always appreciated. It really is a really cool community that we built. I say it every single week, but it is a really, really awesome community. And obviously it keeps growing every single every single day. It gets bigger and bigger. So it's just one big family. Bon, what you got?
You can find me on Twitter at @BonSnow_. Probably safe to follow now. My 3-week bender is taking about a 3-day hiatus, so I can get ahead on schoolwork before I head down to NOLA. I'll see y'all there on
Start
Saturday.
another 3-week bender.
Oh, probably, yeah. As Cruz said, go follow the Instagram, the Oxcord Pod. I believe that's the handle.
Yeah,
the
Oxcord Podcast.
And then on TikTok, we are at Oxcord Podcast. I'm trying to put out one video every 2 days so
they've been bangers too. And I'm not just saying that. They've been bangers.
Also, go follow Boot Crew on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube.
Damn right. Shout out Boot Crew Media. Mac, the new guy. How can people find you online, man?
You can find me on Twitter at Mac_Goody51. I'm excited to shake off my podcast virginity, so thank you guys for that. And
he popped his cherry, guys. Everybody give a round of applause.
Drink some wine coolers.
Cheers.
Hey,
round of applause, everybody. Love it.
And of course, our stat man himself, Wyatt. Wyatt, how can people find you online, my man?
Twitter at _Fulton W doesn't change. Hopefully it never will. But
Wyatt the intern.
the intern.
No, sorry, that name is forever taken. It is always going to be Bon. But we love you guys. Can't wait to see you guys in NOLA. We're gonna have a hell of a time. If you see me on Bourbon Street, no, you didn't. And we will see you guys next week.
If you see me on Bourbon Street, come up and I'll ask you some questions because I'll be doing
yes.
out there.
I'm putting a microphone in this hand's man. Or no, shit. I got that reversed. This man's hand.
This man's
Damn,
hand.
I'm tired. All right. Love you guys.